Welcome to USA Weekly News Plus, your go-to source for the week's biggest stories. From the heated political battleground to international summits and landmark legal decisions, we've got you covered. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button and click the notification bell so you never miss an update. Your support helps us keep bringing you the news that matters. Now, let's get started with the top stories of the week. The 2024 presidential race is heating up with major developments this week. Vice President Kamala Harris has accepted CNN's debate invitation with former President Donald Trump on October 23. Trump declined, citing the proximity to the election and early voting already underway in key states. Critics see this as avoiding confrontation with Harris, who has gained momentum in recent polls. Harris is focusing on connecting with voters in crucial battleground states, emphasizing healthcare, climate change, and economic inequality. Trump continues to rally his base in rural and conservative areas, leveraging social media to communicate directly with followers. Both candidates are intensifying efforts to sway voters as the campaign trail heats up. The coming weeks will be crucial in determining the course of the election. The stakes couldn't be higher. Leaders from the US, Japan, India, and Australia convened for the annual Quad Summit, a significant gathering that has become a cornerstone of international diplomacy in the Indo-Pacific region. This summit is not just a routine meeting but a strategic dialogue aimed at addressing some of the most pressing global challenges. By coming together, these nations are sending a clear and unequivocal message of unity against China's assertiveness in the Indo-Pacific. The maritime activities in the South China Sea have been a focal point, with increased patrolling by Indo-Pacific naval fleets to ensure freedom of navigation and the rule of law. The summit highlighted the shared commitment to maintaining a free and open international order. This commitment is not just about military might but also about upholding democratic values and ensuring that international waters remain open for all. A key focus was China's aggressive actions in the South China Sea and coercive economic tactics. These actions have not only threatened regional stability, but have also raised concerns about the broader implications for global trade and security. In response, the Quad leaders issued a joint statement condemning these actions and reaffirming their commitment to international law. This statement serves as a powerful reminder that the international community will not stand by while any nation attempts to undermine the established global order. They also addressed North Korea's nuclear threat, agreeing to pressure Pyongyang to abandon its weapons programs. The leaders emphasized the importance of a denuclearized Korean peninsula for regional and global security. Beyond security, the Quad discussed cooperation on climate change, cybersecurity, and the COVID-19 pandemic. These issues are interconnected and require a collaborative approach to ensure a sustainable and secure future for all. New initiatives were announced, including vaccine distribution and clean energy collaboration. These initiatives aim to address some of the most urgent challenges facing the world today, from public health crises to the need for sustainable energy solutions. The Quad Cancer Moonshot was launched to combat cervical cancer in the Indo-Pacific. This initiative represents a significant step forward in addressing healthcare disparities and improving the quality of life for millions of people in the region. The summit underscored the Quad's growing strategic importance in countering Beijing's influence. As the geopolitical landscape continues to evolve, the Quad's role in promoting stability, security, and prosperity in the Indo-Pacific cannot be overstated. California Governor Gavin Newsom signed a groundbreaking law aimed at protecting young people from the potential harms of social media. This new legislation is seen as a significant step forward in addressing the growing concerns about the impact of social media on the younger generation. The law imposes strict limitations on how platforms like Instagram, TikTok, and Snapchat can interact with users under the age of 18. These restrictions are designed to create a safer online environment for minors, ensuring that their interactions on these platforms are more controlled and less likely to expose them to harmful content. One of the key provisions of the law is the prohibition of notifications to minors during school hours. This measure aims to reduce distractions and help students focus better on their studies, thereby improving their academic performance and overall well-being. The legislation also addresses the growing concerns over social media's impact on mental health. Studies have linked excessive social media use to increased levels of anxiety, depression, and body image issues among teenagers. By implementing these new rules, California hopes to mitigate these negative effects and promote a healthier online experience for young users. Additionally, the law requires social media companies to provide parents with robust tools to monitor their children's online activity. This includes features that allow parents to track their children's interactions and ensure they are not exposed to inappropriate content. Parents will have access to account settings where they can set time limits on app usage, helping to manage the amount of time their children spend on social media. This is intended to encourage a more balanced lifestyle and prevent excessive screen time. California's pioneering move is being closely watched by other states, many of which are considering similar legislation. The success of this law could pave the way for nationwide changes in how social media is regulated for minors. However, the tech industry is likely to challenge the law, setting the stage for a significant legal battle. Companies argue that such regulations could stifle innovation and infringe on free speech rights. Supporters of the law argue that it is a necessary step to protect children from the harmful effects of social media. They believe that the benefits of safeguarding young minds far outweigh the potential drawbacks. The debate over social media regulation is far from over, with California's new law at the center of this ongoing discussion. As the state takes the lead, the rest of the country watches closely to see what impact these changes will have on the digital landscape. South Carolina carried out its first execution in 13 years, putting the death penalty back in the national spotlight. Freddie Owens, convicted of murder in 1997, was executed by lethal injection. His case highlights the complexities and controversies surrounding capital punishment. Legal challenges and drug shortages had halted executions in South Carolina. The state recently addressed the drug shortage, potentially resuming executions. The debate over the death penalty has reignited with strong opinions on both sides. Supporters argue it provides justice for victims' families and deters violent crime. Opponents see it as cruel and unusual punishment, risking the execution of innocent people. The debate is likely to continue with profound moral questions at its core. Owens's execution serves as a stark reminder of the high stakes involved. The NYPD released body camera footage of a harrowing subway shooting incident in Manhattan. The footage shows officers responding to a man brandishing a firearm on a crowded subway car. The suspect, visibly agitated, waves the gun and makes threats, creating chaos and panic. Officers demonstrate remarkable restraint, repeatedly ordering the suspect to drop his weapon. The situation escalates when the suspect points his gun at the officers, prompting them to open fire. A chaotic exchange of gunfire ensues, with passengers scrambling for cover. The footage provides a visceral glimpse into the dangers faced by law enforcement. The incident has sparked renewed calls for increased security measures on the subway system. In a significant victory for voting rights advocates, a landmark decision has been made that could shape the future of elections in Arizona. The Arizona Supreme Court ruled that nearly 98,000 voters affected by a clerical error can cast ballots in the upcoming elections, ensuring their voices are heard. This decision has major implications for one of the nation's most closely watched battleground states, where every vote can make a significant difference in the outcome. The case centered on an error in voter registration databases that mistakenly flagged thousands of eligible voters as ineligible, causing widespread concern and confusion. The error threatened to disenfranchise voters, particularly in Hispanic and Native American communities, who have historically faced barriers to voting. The court ruled that the state's constitution guarantees the right to vote to all eligible citizens, reaffirming the fundamental principles of democracy. State officials must now take immediate action to ensure that affected voters are properly registered and able to cast ballots without any further obstacles. The ruling is a setback for Republican lawmakers who have enacted restrictive voting laws, aiming to tighten voting regulations in the state. It underscores the importance of fair, accurate, and accessible elections, highlighting the need for vigilance in protecting voter rights and ensuring electoral integrity. Community leaders and activists are now focusing on voter education and outreach to ensure that all eligible voters are aware of their rights and the recent changes. The media has also played a crucial role in spreading awareness about the court's decision, with extensive coverage and interviews with affected voters and advocates. Voting rights groups are celebrating this victory, but they emphasize that the fight for fair elections is far from over, urging continued vigilance and advocacy. As Arizona prepares for future elections, this ruling serves as a reminder of the ongoing efforts needed to protect the democratic process and ensure that every vote counts. Disney announced it will stop using Slack for internal communications after a major security breach. The breach exposed sensitive company information, highlighting the growing threat of cyber attacks. Hackers exploited a vulnerability in Slack's third-party app integration system. Disney's decision underscores the seriousness of the breach and the importance of cybersecurity. The company is reviewing its cybersecurity protocols and implementing new security measures. Disney is working with law enforcement to investigate the breach. This incident serves as a wake-up call for businesses about the importance of robust cybersecurity defenses. Companies must remain vigilant in protecting their data from malicious actors. The execution of Freddie Owens in South Carolina has reignited the debate over capital punishment. Owens's death, the first execution in the state in over a decade, has sparked passionate arguments on both sides. Supporters argue it serves as a just punishment and a deterrent against future violence. Opponents see it as a cruel and inhumane practice with the risk of executing innocent people. The debate is complex, with arguments rooted in moral, religious, and philosophical beliefs. Owens' execution highlights the human cost of this debate. It raises profound questions about justice, retribution, and the value of human life. The debate over the death penalty is likely to continue. Thanks for joining us for this week's News Roundup. We strive to bring you the most important stories from around the globe. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe to our channel for more in-depth news coverage. Your support helps us continue to deliver quality journalism. Thanks for watching USA Weekly News Plus.